Non-toxic, absolute clear enzymes kill head lice on contact. Indirectly, absolute clear eradicates the nits or eggs by loosening the glue that attaches the nit to the hair shaft, thereby disrupting the incubation process. The nit must remain within 3 centimeters of the scalp in order to thrive. Absolute clear successfully moves the nit farther down the hair shaft and away from the scalp, ultimately causing the nit's extermination. Head lice, or Pediculosis capitis, have been companions of the human species since antiquity, according to the American Academy of Pediatrics. Although head lice infestations are associated with limited morbidity, their ability to cause extreme anxiety amongst parents of school-aged children is significant. Typically, head lice infestations are most common among, but not restricted to, children 3 to 12 years of age with at least shoulder-length hair as a dominating factor in the equation of contracting the parasite. The difficulty with addressing head lice is based on the fact that Pediculosis capitis is a species that is antibiotic resistant, which is a form of drug resistant, whereby some, or less commonly all, subpopulations of a microorganism, usually a bacterial species, are able to survive after exposures to one or more antibiotics. Pathogens resistant to multiple antibiotics are considered multidrug resistant, or in layman's terms, superbugs. Recently, it has been determined that there is a strand of head lice that has developed into super lice for its ability to withstand a tiered assault on its viability by way of chemically based solutions. Absolute clear is derived from naturally occurring enzymes. The human head louse cannot become resistant to natural enzymes ever because it breaks down the exoskeleton of the louse versus attacking the nervous system. The nervous system incorporates the ongoing evolution of specific genes within its gene pool to ultimately develop the necessary resistance in order to solidify its existence. The skeletal structure of the head louse cannot do the same to ward off its destruction by natural enzymes. Absolute Clear is a non-toxic, non-abrasive, and hypoallergenic mix. These naturally occurring materials are combined with surfactants and other biologically stimulating ingredients. Further, the enzymes are successful in loosening the glue that attaches the nits to the hair shaft, thereby eliminating their viability while making their removal much easier. Pharmaceutical companies and current over-the-counter options seemingly promote the benefits of pesticide-based products as the ultimate solution to the head lice crisis throughout our great nation. Per Joe DeGangi, PhD, a senior science and technical advisor at the International Pops Elimination Network, it's not permitted to put lindane on your dog in the U.S., but they're still allowing it to be put on your child's head. The development of DDT after World War II offered significant advancement in treatment of head lice and continues to be used in some developing countries. Because of environmental concerns regarding DDT, other pharmaceutical agents, including lindane, pyrethrin, permethrin, and malathion, were developed to replace DDT. The most commonly recommended over-the-counter solutions for the purpose of head lice removal are RID and Nix. Nix, or permethrin 1%, is to be left in wet hair for 10 minutes and then rinsed off. However, almost all current shampoos impair permethrin from adhering to the hair shaft due to the silicone-based additives present in shampoos, ultimately reducing its residual effect. Compounding this problem further is that there are consistent reports of head lice being resistant to 1% permethrin or Nix. RID, or pyrethrins, is to be applied to dry hair and left on for 10 minutes before rinsing out. There is not a residual effect that remains after rinsing. In addition, natural pyrethrins are completely ovicidal, which equates into 20 to 30% of eggs remaining viable because of the fact that newly laid eggs do not have a nervous system for several days. Again, compounding the effectiveness of the drug further is that recent studies results have indicated that efficacy has decreased. Further solidified the ineffectiveness of over-the-counters is Alan Moses, Affirmation in Health Day Online. He reports that at least 25 states host lice population that don't respond to common over-the-counter treatments, a new analysis reveals. Absolute Clear proprietary enzymes are a formidable foe to head lice. Absolute Clear is derived from naturally sourced materials. The human head louse cannot become resistant to natural enzymes ever because it breaks down the exoskeleton of the louse versus attacking the nervous system. Prescribed drugs for the purpose of head lice eradication include malathion 0.5% in ovide as a lotion is to be applied to dry hair and washed out 10 to 12 hours later. There is considerable alcohol content of 78% isopropyl alcohol in malathion, which is highly flammable. The hair is not to be dried by a hair dryer, curling iron, or flat iron if still wet from the application. In addition, it is recommended to not smoke around the treated individual while the hair is still wet. Benzyl alcohol 5% kills head lice by asphyxiation as it is neurotoxic. It is not ovicidal. Lindane 1% is an organochloride that has central nervous system toxicity in humans. It is no longer recommended by the American Academy of Pediatrics for use as a pediculocide. In fact, it has been banned in California as there have been several cases reported of severe seizures in children using Lindane. In an online article titled Super Strains of Lice Spread to 25 States, Are They in Yours? Linda Carroll wrote, Woon was part of the research team that initially discovered the new ultra-resistant strains. The finding does not mean you can't kill lice with pyrethroids, Woon said, but you will need a higher dose. In response, the Mayo Clinic has stated improper use of pediculocides and or pyrethroids raise concern about unsafe use of these products, specifically when products are used excessively. Absolute Clear is a non-toxic, non-abrasive, and hypoallergenic mix. Absolute Clear can be used daily for the purpose of prevention to elimination, even overused without any health risk. Additionally, Absolute Clear is environmentally friendly. Scabicides used off-label prescriptions for head lice that are not approved by the FDA for use as a pediculocide are permethrin 5% and crotamidin 10%. Oral agent used off-label prescription for head lice that is not approved by the FDA for use as a pediculocide is sulfamethoxazole trimethoprim. Oral agent used formerly off-label prescription for head lice that is now approved by the FDA for use as a pediculocide is ivermectin, Lice, which has shown to be more effective than 0.5% malathion lotion. However, ivermectin may cross the blood/brain barrier and block essential neural transmission with young children at a potentially higher risk of this adverse drug reaction. The discussion of over-the-counter to prescription-based remedies for head lice eradication must be weighted with the consideration prior to recommendation that due to the fact that head lice infestation is so benign, treatments must prove safe to ensure that the adverse effects of therapy are not worse than the infestation. Home remedies should consider the aforementioned prior to application as well. The extreme measures that are being considered and in most cases implemented for the purpose of head lice eradication are a direct reflection of the intense anxiety-driven stronghold that this parasite maintains on our communities of families. Further, the improper use of pediculocides raise concern about unsafe use of these products, specifically when used excessively. The emergence of resistance to available products and the development of new products, many without proof of efficacy or safety, has landed us at a turning point with regard to head lice and calls for a reevaluation of the current approach to minimizing infestations. There are 12 million cases of head lice in the USA yearly. In our opinion, this is a low number. Head lice is prevalent with every socioeconomic level. Head lice will not exterminate of their own accord. Once head lice has entered the home, it can be contracted from most every corner of the residence for a period of 48 hours off the human scalp, and for 33 to 35 days on the scalp. Absolute Clear can be used as a household spray as well. It is time to move the discussion from the theoretical universe of the laboratory and place it on the sounding board of real time. Absolute Clear must be the focal point of any further consideration of effective head lice eradication. Absolute Clear is made in the USA and manufactured out of Costa Mesa, California. There is not a health risk to any application, even when the enzymes are overused. To be absolute clear, there is truly no greater means in which to eradicate head lice than non-toxic Absolute Clear enzymes.